One of the worst things you can do to your psycho-spiritual health and self-esteem is to compare yourself to anyone, be it diminishing yourself in comparison to someone else and what better life you think they lead, especially on social media, or feeling superior and better compared to someone else by putting them down with your projections and thoughts. Both types of comparisons come from the wounded ego and unintegrated shadow. They are often unconscious trauma responses based on childhood wounding. Both reactions are a betrayal of your soul, your essence, and the true self. The vast majority of humans suffer from the disease of comparison. The whole world of consumer marketing is based on it. Modern culture, out of touch with spirit and essence, breeds envy and jealousy, and even programs you with desires that are not your own and won't ever bring you happiness, even if they are fulfilled. It's a bottomless hole. Be honest and look within yourself with radical honesty. The denial of the act or thought of comparison results in unconscious internalized shame that is then masked and suppressed by externalizing judgment or shit-talking about others. It also breeds narcissism, the creation of a fake persona that takes tremendous life force to uphold, an internal split which can also manifest in illness and disease over time. Once you notice the tendency to compare yourself to others, be it positively or negatively, don't judge or shame yourself for it, but don't rationalize or justify it either. Simply notice how judgments about other people come up right away in your thoughts, very mechanical. Also notice your positive or negative projections and the triggers. Instead of indulging in these projections or denying them, use them as an inspiration to come more in tune with who you truly are, your unique essence and purpose for being here. It's a good exercise for shadow work. Observe it all without judging yourself or trying to change it. Just observe it like an objective witness and feel any feelings that come up. That is already easier said than done, for most people immediately identify with their thoughts, feelings, and projections, like an automated machine, and make up a story to justify their projections. There's no free will in reactive identification and mechanical reaction. Conscious self-awareness is needed for free will and mindful action. A healthy, integrated, and individuated human being has not 1 ounce of the need to compare within himself. He has no competition, no rival. This doesn't imply that he's always happy, content, positive, and inspired. Ups and downs are part of life, but the individuated person does not waste time comparing or gossiping. He doesn't need to belong to a group, tribe, or movement. But he's also not a loner or alone. His eyes are hooked to the infinite, to the divine, in sincere surrender and aspiration. He knows and sees with an embodied spiritual vision, emanating from his true self, that nothing comes before essence or the divine. No one. Not your partner, wife, husband, children, country, family, friends, home, job, career, and so on. It doesn't imply that you don't care for them or love them, but you do not identify with them, and most importantly, you don't use them or see them as the source of your happiness and purpose or fulfillment. It's the difference between conditional love based on the lower nature of attachment and unconditional love, a higher state of being that is a direct expression of the joy of the soul, independent of external circumstances. Once you have the divine in your heart, the kingdom within, and are living from essence, no one can take it from you, and no one and nothing external can possibly fulfill you. Nothing is a threat to you, not even death. It's the ultimate state of freedom, the soul liberated, being in this world but not of this world. This state of being is the next stage in the psycho-spiritual evolution many of us are called to embrace. But it's not easy, for it requires a death rebirth process and unconditional letting go and surrender to the divine. The wounded and conditioned ego personality will resist this process tremendously. There are layers of trauma and shadow material to work through and integrate, most of which people are entirely unaware of, that keep the door shut to essence and the divine. It's also a different process for each of us over lifetimes. To conclude, in the words of A.H. Almaas, suffering always arises when you're out of contact with essence or seeking something other than essence. If you value anything, husbands, wives, children, girlfriends, parents, jobs, money, sports, cars, anything at all, over what is true in you, there's suffering. Automatically, that movement outwards, seeking satisfaction from external reality, wounds you. It is a wound to your heart. It is not that the factor of our external lives or our human desires are antithetical to the great work. Like everything else, they can be respected and understood for what they are. But if they come before essence or the divine, there will be suffering, pain, frustration, and anger. When you align yourself with the truth, which is your essence, the true self and divine within you, then beauty, majesty, nobility, fullness, pleasure, joy, and love are all available to you. The more you see your essence, the more you see that what you wanted before was nothing. When you get deeper and deeper into your essence, you enter the universal levels of essential reality, where the beauty, fulfillment, and possibility are beyond human imagination. There is no way for the mind to grasp it. As you actualize your personal essence, you can bring that fullness into your life. Then everything in your life, your work, your job, your relationship with your lover, children, friends, can become filled with essence rather than substituting for essence.